Hello and welcome to a little Feed My Reads update. My name's Fraser. I'm the person that's behind the Feed My Reads community. As it's your community, I just wanted to give you a little update on everything that's kind of going on in the background, because I appreciate sometimes it may seem like there's not very much coming forth to you. So there is a huge amount of work actually going on in the background. As you will see behind me, there is the new green screen that has just been purchased and put together. That is going to hopefully be getting used in future to try and develop the kind of videos that we can bring you and enable us to bring better content. There's also been a purchase of a new hard drive which is specifically set for the Feed My Reads community, so that we can ensure that videos and things can all have as much storage as possible, so that we can again work on the editing aspect to the videos and ensure that we can bring you the very best in the content. As well as that, there is also a lot of stuff going on in the background. So we have our main blog, which is our timefeedmyreads.blogspot.com. That blog, hugely successful, has been doing very, very well. It was set up at the beginning of October, and it is gradually closing in on 50,000 views, which is phenomenal. With regards to it, we noticed that at the minute there's been a bit of a slowdown in terms of author interviews that are coming forth. So I have taken the decision to try and expand. So with regards to that, we currently are in the process of moving the content that is on that blog, and we are replicating the content. So that is currently going on to Medium, and it is also going on to WordPress. So that's enabling us to ensure that there is plenty of space there for everybody to get the content. We appreciate some people may not like Blogger, some people may not like WordPress, some people might not like Medium. So what we're trying to do is give the same content but across multiple platforms to ensure that you can get the content in the way you wish to. As well as that, it has also gone on to Tumblr. So again, we're trying to give multiple kind of spaces for you to have your Feed My Reads community information available. That's something that's an ongoing project. The author interviews are in excess of 500, so it's a huge volume of work to transfer just those across. And when you add in things like book reviews, you add in the multiple other items that we've done, things like the dinner party, the holiday information, stuff like that. We've done huge volumes, and they all have to kind of transfer across. So it's a case of, it's a big undertaking. And it's going to take a long time, but I'm working on it continually in the background so that it can get passed across, and that you're going to have the spaces with the most information available. The WordPress is currently closing in around 1,000 views, which is an excellent start to it, and that's from the early content. So that's our early author interviews, so that's helping to get those back out into the kind of public attention and public consciousness, which is brilliant. That's what we really thought that should be used for. The fact that many people will have joined Feed My Reads community, but may have joined after a little while, so maybe a couple of months. There was a huge amount of stuff already there. Now, I appreciate it's not going to be as easy as I'll go on the blog and I'll sit and I'll read through everything one after another. Us posting these interviews back onto the sites, it's enabling people to see them and go, I've not seen that one yet, I'll go and take a look, or I've not seen that one yet, I'll take a look. We have got our Pinterest space, which is so that we've got all of them kind of assigned, so you can see the author interviews, the picture of the person, and you can go and click into them. There is currently work going on because Pinterest themselves have currently got an issue where it's not allowing us to share our posts. They are currently investigating. So if it's a case that you have seen that you've got an author interview in the past, say, week or so, and it's not on there, please do not worry. We're aware of it. It's being investigated. We were forwarded it on, and Pinterest are investigating from their side. In terms of the other things going on, so we have also, just in the past few days, there was an idea that came to me, and I decided to put it forward to see how the feedback came. And the feedback has been thus far brilliant from the authors. So we want to have space to be able to kind of communicate with the readers, and that's something that can be sometimes quite difficult, because if I do a post and say comment on it, that's fine, we might get a few posts. It's about people having time and going in, and maybe they think they've missed out or whatever's happened there. So what I proposed and is now kind of going forward is we've actually created a new Twitter space. So it's FMR, as in Feed My Reads, _events. It's a brand new space. The plan with this is we're going to enable authors or book bloggers or publishers or whoever it is that's going to be hosting, they're going to be able to use that account by use of TweetDeck. We will put together events where we will assign calendar times, and we will then say to people, you can host during an allotted slot. So whether it be half hour, an hour, 2 hour, whatever the slot is. That person is then in charge of the posts. Now they will show as being from the main account, so FMR_events, but the person will be able to put their tag, so they can put their user ID in there. Now what this means is we can have events where authors can share with you live. They can actually go in and say to you, this is my new book, this is what's happening, or I released this book, this is what happened. So as well as us having these blog posts that are kind of telling you the story, if you've ever thought, well actually I would like to ask a question myself, that would be live. So that would be you able to do that, and you can post your questions. So the point of this is as well, it's going to enable a larger audience. So each of the authors, you're maybe following one of the authors, you then are going to go onto the event, you might discover new authors. So you're going to have the opportunity as a larger audience to have more content, more people to chat with. So you might find new friends that are book lovers, you might find new authors, you might find new book bloggers, etc. This is a brand new thing. This is something that literally it was in the thought process a few days back, 2-3 days back. It was put forward as an idea. The feedback was immediate, and it was, we really think this is good and it should go ahead, yes. So the space is now created on Twitter. The basically event is in the stages of planning, where we're getting a calendar drawn up so that we can start to get people booked in. And we would love to see you guys going on and basically becoming part of that event page. If you go on and you follow that page, what this is going to mean is whenever there's any updates that are available for the events, I can put the information out there. Now moving forward, what this could mean is we can assign specific events. So it might be romance authors. We could say to romance authors, during this time, these days, would you like to host an event regarding romance books and talk about your work, etc. They can then do that. It means that you can very much get stuff that's specific to the genre that you like, and you can go and do that. But we will also have events that are just going to be general events, and that means you could have the content to dip your toe and maybe find something that you've not thought on reading before, but you might actually really enjoy. Now, this is again going to be a huge amount of work. We're not going to deny anything about this. So whilst I'm doing all of the work on the kind of getting information onto the new platforms, so I say our kind of WordPress and our Medium accounts, that's all going to be going on. But as well as that, the events page will be getting set up. If it's the case you're an author and you've not yet done our author interview, reach out, say to us, we want to get that sorted, because we are really wanting to have author interviews out there. And what that means as well is once that's there, we can then start to communicate with you in regards to these events, these updated, new priorities and kind of things that we're doing, new ideas that are coming in, etc. We can tell you everything that's going on. We don't want you to miss out. If you are a reader and you love reading and you potentially don't do as many book reviews as you would like to, or you do them but you just wonder, well, is there a way for them to become even more visible, reach out. Again, please contact us, because we are wanting people to read and review books. The authors want you. We would love to have you here, and we've got a blog space for exactly that. If you've got a book review you're going to post to like Amazon, you're going to post it on Goodreads, send it to us as well. We have the blog space. We will go and put your review onto the blog space so that it's there. It's not going to be like what we hear a lot of authors saying, Amazon, where it disappears. It's going to be on our blog space. It's there to stay. We're not going to be removing it for you. It will remain there. Now, what that means is we can then have this centralized library of reviews for everyone. And it means if you're thinking about a book and you're thinking, well, is there any information on it, you can, as well as obviously checking the reviews on Goodreads or Amazon, etc., you can come and check our blog and see if maybe there is something there, and it might help you to make a decision on it. Likewise, there's also going to be the library that's there currently, which is all about authors' books. Now, we've got that, and that is on currently the blog, and you can find it on our Pinterest. And what it basically enables you to do is go in, and you can then click to say what genre you want, and then in the genre it will tell you about these books. It will show you a picture of each book. You can click and then it will take you to our blog, and what that means is you can then find out information regarding the book and where to buy it. It's very simple, and it gives you the ability to find new books you may never have thought on or seen or heard of, so it's going to help a little bit in that respect. Now, as I say, moving forward, we have loads of things coming on board. There is going to continue to be expansion. I don't know how much more expansion there'll be or how quickly the expansion will be going on, but with regards to it, it's continually being worked on. Obviously, the green screen at the minute I'm using purely just as a screen that's up at the minute. I've got to kind of go and look to what we want it to look like, how it's going to be implemented, etc. The other thing that is being currently worked on in the background is we are hopeful that soon we can start to do video interviews. It's allotting time. It's purely getting time because I myself work a full-time job and a lot of authors do. So it's going to be assigning the time. As soon as we kind of can get things in place with that, then very much the hope is that we can start to do some author interviews via their kind of video platform and have those hosted on our YouTube. And as well as it hosting on our YouTube, we'll be able to also put it onto our audio channels, so that'll be the Anchor, Spotify, and that means that if it's a case that maybe you haven't got the time to sit and watch, you could actually listen to it as well. So again, we're trying to give you information and content in the most possible ways so that it's there for you. As well as that, our TikTok, which we are starting to try and get more and more information about how to kind of use and utilize it best. There are all these platforms, and we are working hard to get things in place so that you guys have this stuff all filled with content, not just sat. And that is something that we do want to do. One of the recent additions was our Facebook. We have our Facebook group, but we also now have our Facebook page. And the idea behind that was the group is enabling people to obviously communicate and post their own things. Some people may not like that, so what we now have is the page, which is purely down to what Feed My Reads post. So it's not going to be authors posting, it's going to be us posting, and that's going to be about what's on our blog. So at the minute, because of the fact we are filling up with the WordPress with all of the author interviews, when they're getting posted, they're getting shared onto our current page. And that's enabling people from the outset, because it's a new page, to see the content that's been there from kind of day one and move through in a kind of a time frame and a time scale, so that they can then see things gradually. And it's meaning that it's not an overload. So there are quite a lot of things going on there, but it's not a case of going on and posting 500 things in one day. That's never going to be the case. It's going on and maybe posting 20 or 30 is sometimes what we're able to do, and it takes quite a lot of time. But they go on there, and then that means that that is there for you guys to see. It's the content for you guys to be able to view and enjoy. The other thing as well that I just want to say, I hugely appreciate every single one of you that do kind of take part, and that you're part of our Feed My Reads community. When I set this out, the aim was to try and give better visibility to authors. That was the aim, and that is definitely happening. The fact that we are closing in on, kind of, we're not that far off of a 5,000 follower or 5,000 community member account, and that we've got a blog that's not too far off of 50,000 views. That's not something that we ever expected. It's hugely appreciated. It genuinely is. I continue to put the effort in and work as hard as I can, and really it is your community. Okay, I'm here putting together things to try and ensure that you guys can have the best community possible. All I ever ask is, please do keep spreading the word. The more people we can get on board with this, the better the content can be, because we can have more authors that are able to give us more interviews. We can have them taking part in all of the other content that we've created, and it's going to enable for you guys to get to know authors better, find out more about the books, and also for us to be able to do some kind of events where we can do these like Twitter events, and also giveaways. You would have seen recently that we did a great little giveaway with a certain publisher, and they gave away the books, and that was fantastic. That's something that they suggest to us, and we very much are delighted to work with people who say, well, I'd like to do a giveaway. I'd like to give away to your kind of community. Is this something I can do? Of course. You want to do it, we're happy to work with you. That's something whereby we are going to continue, and that's something we want to continue to grow. But we try and do it as a natural growth. We don't try and push and make it so that we're overstretching. We try and do it naturally and grow the things slowly. So that's something that we are working towards. But yeah, hopefully you're enjoying what we're doing, and if you can keep spreading the word, it's very much appreciated. So other than that, as I say, just a quick update. So I will thank you, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.